Caitlin Clark, Team USA, and LeBron James. As we know, a lot of us believe that this may end up being the last season, I think, for LeBron. I don't know. Maybe he'll play another one. He's missed games due to injury. Now, him and Caitlin Clark, they're in pretty good standing with each other. Now, one should keep in mind,
she literally built an entire empire around that number. And then, in a stunning move, Team USA just ripped it away. We're talking about Caitlin Clark, a true icon of women's basketball, who was reportedly forced to ditch her iconic number 22. Let's be crystal clear. This was not a choice she made. It was a mandate handed down from on high, a decision that exposes the raw power dynamics and a silent, simmering rivalry that's been brewing just beneath the surface. Now fans and insiders are questioning absolutely everything. Clark, who is legendary for her fierce resolve and unshakable confidence, reportedly snapped behind the scenes, forced to internalize this staggering and frankly disrespectful demand. This single change reveals an incredibly uncomfortable truth about how the establishment sometimes views its brightest, most revolutionary stars. You have to see this for what it is, a calculated challenge to her unparalleled dominance, a move meticulously designed to reset perception. Stripping away her most recognizable symbol speaks volumes, laying bare the unseen forces and quiet battles for control happening in women's pro sports. It leaves you asking one burning question: what possible agenda could justify undermining your biggest star like this? The silent war is officially out in the open.
You've got multiple athletes with the same number as Caitlin Clark. Now, personally speaking, I feel like she ought to be able to wear her 22. But nonetheless, it looks like she's making a big change, folks. There's a case to be made that Indiana Fever superstar Caitlin Clark's 22 is the most recognizable number in women's sports right now. I don't think there's even I don't think it's arguable at all. I just think when you think of far and away women's sports, jersey numbers.
Let's be absolutely clear about something. Caitlin Clark's number 22 isn't just a popular jersey. It is, without a doubt, arguably the most recognizable symbol in all of women's sports today. Seriously, think about women's basketball right now, and what comes to mind? For millions, it's the number 22 and Caitlin Clark. The two are completely synonymous, deeply intertwined with her historic, record-shattering college career and her explosive, game-changing debut in the WNBA. This number isn't just digits on a shirt. It's a global brand, a beacon for millions of new fans she brought to the sport. So forcibly removing it for her Team USA appearance isn't some minor administrative detail. It's a direct affront to her unparalleled influence and a slap in the face to the incredible recognition she single-handedly brought to the game. This decision sends a chillingly clear message. Even a superstar of her magnitude must conform to the system. It's a direct challenge to the power of individual branding. In fact, it's her unprecedented level of recognition that makes this forced change so jarring and so suspect. The real reasons behind its removal are now being heavily scrutinized, raising profound questions about control, identity, and who truly holds the power in the sport.
Brent. Cheryl Swoops is also known for wearing that number during her iconic professional career. I don't give a damn. Not one person could have told you what any of the three's numbers was. Yeah, the Asia, I don't give a shit. I don't want to hear it. Asia, Cameron, or Cheryl Swift. Nobody knew that. Nobody knew they wore 22. Stop that. The fact that Clark and Wilson were on the same 2025 WNBA All-Star team caught the attention, if only because there was some question about a shared number and how it would be handled. Ultimately, it didn't matter because Clark was out, of course, with the groin.
Now, here's what makes this whole situation absolutely explosive. Caitlin Clark isn't the only incredible player to wear number 22. Legends like Aja Wilson and Cheryl Swoops have also donned it, and that's a fact. But, and this is the critical part, before Caitlin Clark, nobody outside of the most hardcore fans knew those numbers. Let's be honest with ourselves. Not a single casual person could have told you what number they wore, and look, that isn't a diss on those amazing athletes. It's a brutal, unfiltered reality check on the power of brand recognition. Clark's 22 transcended the game itself, becoming iconic in a way that no other number in the modern women's game has. So for Team USA to come out and claim this is all about a shared number issue when only one player's 22 truly resonates on a global scale, it just exposes a staggering level of hypocrisy. You have to ask yourself, was this decision genuinely about avoiding an overlap on the court, or was it a deliberate, calculated move to diminish Clark's unique brand visibility, conveniently cloaked under the guise of standard procedure? The contrast between her brand and others couldn't be starker, and it shines a harsh, unforgiving light on selective recognition and what really looks like potential favoritism.
Completely different number than what they're accustomed to on their professional teams. Caitlin Clark is going to wear number 17 at Team USA training camp. I'm going to tell you this, and I can't believe I'm going to use the word if. When she makes the roster as what should be the starting point guard for Team USA, that Team USA number 17 jersey about to sell. Woo-wee. They're going to be gone in moments. They will be gone in moments. On November 24th, news broke that Clark will be taking part in the USA.
On the surface, Team USA rules seem clear enough. No shared numbers are allowed. And because of that, players often can't keep the numbers they wear on their pro teams. But when this rule is applied to Caitlin Clark, it takes on an entirely new and loaded meaning. For her, this isn't just a simple inconvenience, it's a deeply symbolic stripping of her identity. Sure, other players have to change their numbers too, but you cannot deny that Clark's impact is undeniably different. Her number 22 carries an immense global recognition that is simply on another level. This isn't just about enforcing uniformity. It's about the uncomfortable, palpable tension between individual superstardom and rigid team conformity. It's a battleground where Team USA is clearly asserting its dominance. This forced conformity, especially when it's directed at the sport's single biggest draw, exposes a profound internal conflict that's been hiding in plain sight. It begs the question, does the system exist to uplift its greatest stars or to keep them in line? The message being sent, whether intentional or not, is loud and clear. No single player is ever bigger than the program.
And come up, I don't know how big it's going to be. Number. Okay, number. Right there. Number 17. So who is actually getting 22? Is anybody getting 22? Nobody. Nobody on the squad is wearing 22. Well, that's a little strange. Maybe they decided, since there's multiple players that wear 22, nobody was going to wear 22. Aaliyah Boston's going to be 30, in case you're wondering.
So, after all this controversy and all this drama, what number will the undisputed future of women's basketball be wearing for Team USA? Get ready for this, because it's a big change. Caitlin Clark will be in number, a completely new, totally unfamiliar designation that many fans are struggling to even process. And make no mistake, this number wasn't picked out of a hat. It feels like a deliberate detachment from the powerful persona she has meticulously cultivated since her college days. Seeing her on the court in number 17 will feel alien, almost wrong, a stark visual representation of this transformation that was imposed upon her. It's a jarring shift that forces a complete mental reset for every single person who associates her with the iconic number 2. This new number becomes a symbol for the immediate erasure of a globally recognized brand, all in favor of rigid national team protocol. It makes you wonder, how quickly can a new identity possibly take hold when the old one is so deeply and powerfully ingrained in the public consciousness? This visual disconnect only serves to further amplify the intense underlying tension. And in the face of all this, Caitlin Clark responded.
These. And there you see the response on Instagram itself. Let me just bring this up because somebody grabbed it. Right there, she responded. And it was just various shots of LeBron playing year 23. That's funny. That's funny. Caitlin Clark just simply replied with King. As we know, that's That's one of LeBron James's nicknames, is King James. By the way, I believe, let me just scroll down here and look.
Okay, if you thought the story was complicated, just hold on, because here's the plot twist that blows the entire official narrative to pieces. Team USA forced Caitlin Clark out of number 22, citing the rule about shared numbers. Yet, it turns out that nobody on the entire Olympic roster is actually wearing number 22. Let me repeat that, because it's crucial. The number is completely vacant. This isn't just a strange coincidence. It directly and unequivocally contradicts the very reason they gave for the change in the first place. If no one else has 22, then why on earth couldn't Clark keep it? This glaring omission exposes a massive, suspicious gap in the official story, making the decision feel far less about logistics and much more about, well, something else entirely. It feels like a deliberate snub, a colossal missed marketing opportunity, or even a pointed statement aimed directly at the sport's biggest star. The simple absence of number 22, a number worn by a global icon, absolutely screams of an untold story, shining a harsh light on what the true motivations behind this rule might be. This glaring inconsistency is what fuels the fire of controversy, making fans everywhere rightfully question the entire process.
I believe it's going to ultimately be his last year, I think, probably before he goes and plays Saudi Arabia basketball. You know, there was rumors out there that they literally might pay him like $200 million for 2 seasons or something like that. Wow. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. But nonetheless, we all know, I mean, LeBron James has been extremely and openly supportive of Caitlin Clark. I'll give him credit for that. You know, it's weird. She's got it.
And that revelation, the fact that nobody else is even wearing number 22, just intensifies the entire controversy tenfold. It strongly hints at a serious underlying tension, perhaps pointing to Team USA's unwillingness to let one single player's brand overshadow the collective identity of the team, even if that brand generates unprecedented global interest and revenue. You have to wonder, is this a subtle power play designed to reinforce their authority, or is it a deliberate attempt to diffuse any perceived favoritism towards Clark, regardless of her unparalleled, game-changing impact? The choice to leave number 22 completely vacant, rather than simply letting Clark keep her established identity, exposes a cautious, if not outright resistant, approach to embracing individual superstardom within the rigid team framework. This unspoken conflict is a clear and undeniable sign of deeper politics at play here, raising serious questions about equity, influence, and who really calls the shots. When you lay all the facts out, it's more than just weird, it's deeply revealing.
She's gotten a ton of support from NBA players. It's the jealous WNBA players that really and truly never want to actually just come out and give her full credit and give her support and acknowledgement and all that sort of thing. Isn't that crazy? That's crazy. That's a fact. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time.
Despite this forced change and the clear attempt to reset her branding, Caitlin Clark's market power remains absolutely undeniable. And here's the proof. Prognosticators are already predicting that the Team USA number 17 jersey, a number she has never worn, will sell out in mere moments upon its release. This single fact showcases her incredible, almost magical ability to turn any number, any product, into an instant gold mine. The sheer, overwhelming demand for her merchandise, even with a new and completely unfamiliar number, underscores her immense influence and the unwavering loyalty of her fan base. It's a powerful testament to her star power that even a controversial and seemingly punitive number change can't diminish her commercial appeal. This phenomenon exposes an undeniable truth. Clark's brand transcends the jersey number itself. In fact, the immediate sellout will serve as a loud and clear message back to Team USA about the massive financial impact she brings, regardless of the number on her uniform, revealing the true, unshakable power of her global presence. But the saga doesn't just end with jersey number. In a fascinating turn, LeBron James, an absolute titan of the NBA, has been an open and incredibly vocal supporter of Caitlin Clark. And this isn't just some casual nod of approval. LeBron has actively and publicly championed her, which stands in stark contrast to the less enthusiastic, sometimes chilly reception she receives from within her own league. While their shared status as Nike athletes certainly creates a natural bond, LeBron's endorsement clearly goes far beyond mere corporate ties. He recently dropped a video in her support, to which Clark simply replied, "King," a clear and powerful sign of deep, mutual respect. This public backing from a living basketball legend exposes a powerful dynamic. The men's side of the sport seems far more willing and eager to embrace Clark's transformative impact than some of her WNBA peers, and this highlights a fascinating dichotomy in support that definitely raises some eyebrows. And this isn't an isolated incident, because the transcript reveals a distinct pattern. Caitlin Clark has received an absolute ton of support from NBA players. This outpouring of solidarity from male athletes, including superstars like Kevin Durant, who publicly acknowledged LeBron as the king for his support, is incredibly significant. It exposes that fascinating contrast to the often muted, or sometimes even critical, responses from certain WNBA players. You have to ask, why is there such a massive difference? Why do the giants of the men's game so readily and publicly embrace her, while some of her own contemporaries seem to struggle to give her the full credit she deserves? This disparity shines a harsh, revealing light on the internal politics and potential jealousies simmering within the WNBA, finally bringing to the surface what many have only whispered about before. The support from the NBA stands in stark opposition, revealing an undeniable truth about the underlying tension in her own league. And then the transcript makes a statement that is absolutely damning. It says, "It's the jealous WNBA players that never want to give her full credit and support." That's a fact. This isn't presented as speculation, it's a direct and unfiltered accusation, exposing deep-seated resentment and uncomfortable truths about the league's dynamic. While Clark is bringing unprecedented eyes, attention, and money to the sport, this statement alleges that some players are simply unwilling to celebrate her success wholeheartedly. This stark accusation exposes a pervasive undercurrent of envy and a clear resistance to her singular, meteoric rise. The contrast with the widespread NBA support becomes even more glaring, laying bare a painful reality for the WNBA. And you know, this internal conflict isn't just about personal feelings, it has real-world implications for the league's growth and its public perception. When the biggest star in a generation isn't fully embraced by all of her peers, it sends a confusing and negative message to the millions of new fans she's bringing in. The alleged jealousy not only creates an awkward atmosphere, but actively undermines the collective progress that Clark's popularity is driving. It exposes a systemic issue where individual success, when it becomes truly stratospheric, can ironically become a point of contention rather than a moment for universal celebration. This resistance to fully acknowledging Clark's impact risks alienating the very audience she's worked so hard to bring in, highlighting a profound strategic misstep. The internal friction is now a visible fracture, jeopardizing the league's unity and its future. All of this drama means that anticipation for the Team USA training camp, set for December 12th through 14th, is now at an all-time high, fueled almost entirely by this number controversy. Caitlin Clark will be there, ready to compete, and she'll likely be the starting point guard. But the world's eyes won't just be on her performance. They'll be watching for every subtle reaction, every flicker of emotion, for any hint of her true feelings about this forced identity shift. This camp isn't just about basketball anymore. It's a crucible where the tension between individual star power and organizational control will play out in real time. The spectacle of seeing her in a new jersey, under such intense scrutiny, will be a defining moment. This event exposes the true test of her resilience, both on and off the court, as she navigates this challenging new chapter of her career. The drama is palpable, as everyone waits to see even the smallest crack in her legendary composure. The whole situation surrounding Clark's jersey, especially the fact that no one else is wearing 22, feels like a monumental, almost unbelievable, missed marketing opportunity. Just imagine the global buzz, the unified branding, if Clark had worn her iconic 22 on the national stage. Instead, the decision creates a fracture, a visual disconnect that could have been so easily avoided. This strategic blunder exposes either a stunning lack of foresight or a deliberate choice to prioritize internal politics over maximizing global appeal and merchandise sale. It really makes you question, is Team USA truly capitalizing on the unprecedented moment Clark has created, or are they inadvertently stifling it? This mischance to amplify her brand globally is a glaring exposure of where their priorities truly lie. Beyond the immediate impact, this incident with Clark's number 22 sets a truly troubling precedent for future superstars. Will every generational talent be subjected to a similar identity-stripping process upon joining the national team? It raises serious concerns about whether individual branding, which is crucial for modern athlete marketing, will always have to take a back seat to potentially arbitrary team regulations, especially when the reasoning behind them appears so inconsistent. This forced change exposes a systemic resistance to fully embracing the unique brand equity that individual athletes bring to the table. The message being sent to rising stars is crystal clear: conform, or your unique identity might just be sidelined. This precedent could have long-term implications for how top players view their national team commitments, potentially dampening their enthusiasm in the future. It's a chilling exposure of power dynamics that could deter the next global icon. And if you need more proof of the arbitrary nature of this issue, look no further than the sheer hypocrisy of the WNBA All-Star situation. Clark, Wilson, and Satu Sabali, not Sonia Centron, all wore number 20. For the WNBA All-Star game, a similar number clash was simply not an issue at all, because Clark was out with an injury. This previous non-issue exposes the convenience of applying rules differently when it suits the narrative. If it wasn't a problem for the All-Star team, why is it suddenly such a critical, non-negotiable issue for Team USA? Especially when, and this is the key, no one else is even wearing the number. This glaring inconsistency shines a harsh light on selective enforcement, making the Team USA decision appear even more targeted and less about genuine logistical concerns. The selective application of policy unearths a deeper, more unsettling truth. Weaving another intriguing thread into this story is LeBron James, who is potentially playing his last NBA season and might be moving to Saudi Arabia for a massive contract. His consistent, unwavering support for Caitlin Clark, even amidst his own massive career uncertainties, further emphasizes the alleged lack of support Clark faces from some of her WNBA peers. It's almost as if an external legend at the twilight of his own career is providing the mentorship and recognition that internal figures are withholding. This contrast starkly exposes the divergent approaches to celebrating a groundbreaking talent, highlighting a deeper issue within women's professional basketball. The timing of his vocal support during her own controversies underscores the profound split in how she is perceived and supported across different echelons of the sport, revealing a sobering truth about allyship. The question of who gets 22 on Team USA, even after Clark was forced out, remains a glaring point of contention. The official roster shows Aaliyah Boston in 7, not 30, Satu Sabali in 6, not 20, and Angel Reese, not on the Olympic roster. But the most important fact remains: the number 22 is conspicuously absent, left completely and deliberately open. This deliberate void, when a globally recognized star had to surrender it, screams volume. It's not just about a player losing a number, it's about the deliberate non-assignment of that number to anyone else. This move, more than anything, exposes the true nature of the decision. It was never about number clashes. It was about something far more strategic and potentially contentious regarding individual branding versus team hierarchy. The silent omission of 22 is a powerful statement in and of itself. So, while Caitlin Clark prepares to don number 17, a symbol of the conformity forced upon her, the entire basketball world will be watching for her response. Will she truly snap, unleashing the frustration that many believe she rightfully harbors, or will she channel this perceived slight into an even more dominant, history-making performance, proving her worth is far beyond any jersey number? The tension is palpable. The underlying dynamics are now exposed for all to see. This forced change is so much more than a superficial alteration. It's a test of her resolve, a public display of the challenges that come with unprecedented fame. This decision has inadvertently shone a harsh spotlight on the internal politics of Team USA and the WNBA, forcing uncomfortable conversations that were previously only whispered in the shadows. The real story isn't just about a number, it's about control, identity, and the price of superstardom. In the end, this shocking change imposed on Caitlin Clark by Team USA has done far more than just alter a jersey number. It has ripped back the curtain, exposing the raw, often uncomfortable truths about power dynamics, perceived jealousies, and the intense struggle between individual branding and organizational control within professional sports. It's a compelling, unfolding narrative of a superstar navigating an environment that doesn't always seem ready to fully embrace her revolutionary impact. The forced shift to number 17, and the lingering unanswered questions surrounding it, leave us all to ponder: is the establishment truly ready for the seismic shift that Caitlin Clark is bringing? Or are they still trying to force a square peg into a round hole? The answers now laid bare for all to see challenge our very understanding of sports hierarchy and the recognition of true, undeniable greatness.